Tuesday, so if y'all try me, you might get it, okay? Nobody did anything wrong, not even Jason. I just woke up weird. I mean, weird. Anyway, you got your phones? Everybody got their phone out? Get your phone out. Get your phone out.
I can't take pictures. Most people watch it from what?
Most people are stubborn and boring, too. I want you to have your phone out, because I remember going to REIA meetings and like having panic attacks because I was working on a deal and I needed to be checking my email and like waiting on a contract and I don't have my phone out because it was rude. Get your phones out. This is going to be super interactive, okay? These are all of my details. This is also my business card. While your phone's out, take a picture of that if you need me. Hey, Marcy. Everybody got it? You got it. It's okay. So this is our office if you need me. That's my phone number. That's our email. That's all of the things if you need me. And we have a Facebook page. Yay! If you're on Facebook, send us you just do a like because it's a page, not a profile. We can scan that. Okay, National REIA sponsors. Once you become a member of Knox REIA, you get Home Depot and Office Depot rewards. And anybody sending yellow letters? 2, 3. Okay, you get like 40% off your printing at Office Depot. And we've just got a barcode. I don't care if you give it to your boss and use it for the whole company, all right? Or I don't care if just you use it to go buy a calculator for school. I don't care who uses it. Just use our barcode, and Miranda can email it to you. Because at Home Depot, we get lots of discounts there, but they're like 6 months later. The Office Depot discounts are like immediately, which is a lot more fun, right? Okay, while you get your phone out, if you want, you can text this number. All you have to put in is MMM, and then I will send you reminders of the Tuesday when we're having our meetings. I promise, I don't text every day, only on Tuesdays when it is the Tuesday, because people get confused counting to the second Tuesday. I don't know, I went to PAL and I can handle it. So. Okay, and you see some of us have the fancy name tags. If you want one of these fancy name tags, you have to become a member, and then they're $25, all right? And they're awesome. Miranda gets them every month and brings them over for our new members, and we would love to have you become a member. That way you get the Office Depot and the Home Depot rebates. Jason is going to talk in a little bit about some more benefits for being a Knox REIA member. All right, I talked about Dan Ballou. He's our money guy. He's not here tonight. I also talked about Evan in the slideshow earlier. He's our attorney. If you need a deal closed, he will handle it for you. And I talked about Rusty in the video also. Rusty handles setting up LLCs, handles your trust, and everything else that you got going on that you need legal people to check. Those 3 are your dudes. All right. Has everybody been getting our Knox REIA newsletter on Mondays? Marcy's getting it. Nobody else is? Yes. Oh, Andrew's getting it. Joey's getting it. Okay. So Miranda and I have been working really hard over the last month or so to get this thing going. And if you're not getting it, you're missing out on some really good golden nuggets. So what I want you to do, go to knoxrea.com. You still got your phone out? Not you. knoxrea.com. And if you'll scroll all the way to the bottom, right here, it says sign up and receive emails. All right? This is where on Mondays I'll send you this newsletter. And it's got a book of the week, a podcast of the week, a video, a blog article, a motivational post. It's got all sorts of great stuff for you in there. But if you don't sign up for it, I can't get it to you. Okay? So just go to knoxrea.com all the way at the bottom, and it'll be there. Wait a second. Is that the right place? Okay, yes, this is the right place. Okay, slideshow, please, again. Okay, so in regards to the newsletter, what I'm going to do every month is I'm going to also start bringing you some national and statewide news about real estate that I think you need to know about. Now, my disclaimer is these are news articles from the internet. Don't trust anything you see on the internet, even if it's true, okay? Also, do your own research. I'm just going to bring you some nuggets. I want you to find out and make up your own mind what those nuggets mean, okay? I'm not affiliated with any of these sources. I don't know them. I don't claim to know them. I'm not verifying the truth. I don't know that they've done their homework. And I expect statistical errors. Did anybody like do a survey, and if you changed a word or two, it would change the answers dramatically? I expect that to happen in some of these, okay? So don't hold me to this. I did not make these. I didn't check anybody's race, religion, sexual status, employment history, or TMZ report. I have no idea. Okay?
It's my second time, so it's a higher fee.
I don't know who funds the author and why they have that opinion. Okay? I'm super serious about this. I'm not guaranteeing that anybody knows anything that they are talking about. I don't know the website's parent company or who owns them or any of that. I didn't research it. All right? I don't know who's funding the parent company. I don't know who owns what and where it goes. These are not my personal opinions. And I actually do not know these people. I can't vouch for them. I don't know if they used drugs or not, or if they were high when they wrote it or not. I don't know. Okay? I'm just bringing stuff to you. What you do with it is on your own. Okay? But there's some important stuff going on that we really need to talk about, like inflation. Anybody worried about investing when there's a lot of inflation going on? Yeah. Have you heard about what the government is doing with farmland? Or what other governments are doing with American farmland? Do you know what the 30 by 30 is? Kendra's gonna like this one. Do you know the stats of the people moving to Tennessee? And what do they want to buy when they get here? So, let's talk about inflation first. Again, I don't know these people. This is a website that I found, and it's all talking about real estate during periods of inflation and what is going to happen. All right, so inflation's going to happen. It's been happening since we started using, dollars and coins instead of barter system, right? So inflation's going to happen, but as it happens, there's still a chance to get on the ride. There's still a chance to get into real estate. And a lot of people are going to tell you, if you don't want to wait on real estate, you get real estate and then wait, okay? Time in the market, I don't think anybody's crystal ball is going to work that well, okay? So get in, even if it's crazy, even if it's, going bonkers. There's a seller out there. There's a deal out there. There's somebody out there who needs you. It's your job to go find them and let them know you're around and you can help them, even if it is crazy with inflation. Now, this part says that you can use real estate as a hedge against inflation. So if you have real estate and you buy it for, let's say you buy a house for $200,000. In 3 years, how much is that worth? Could be more, could be less, right? Over 10 years, is it worth more or is it worth less? More. Over the last 100, 150 years, over 10 years, it's going to be worth more. It might be worth 205 instead of, 220. But right now, if you bought something in 2018 or 19, and now you could almost double. All right? If you paid 200, it might be worth 400 now. Okay? So real estate is a great way to have your money working for you, and it's kind of a hedge of protection, okay? It's a little bit of a way to make sure that your money stays solid. If you put $1 in the bank, how much do you have in a year?
90 cents.
How much do you have in 3 years?
70 cents.
70 cents. All right, so if you have $50,000 in the bank, in a year, how much do you have?
45.
Less than 20.
Less than 50. In 10 years, how much do you have?
Even less.
Half? Maybe? All right, because inflation's going up. Nobody can stop it. It's going to happen over 10 years, no matter who's in and doing what with the strings. It's out there. But if you put that $50,000 into real estate, if you put 20% down on a bank deal and break my heart doing that, it's at least going to be in real estate, which hopefully has grown, or you can do something with it, but it didn't just dwindle away to nothing. Does that make sense? So that's what they're saying here as, you know, as prices go up on real estate, if you've got your money there, your money should be safer than if it's in the bank. What if you put your money under the mattress?
So that's for a different deal later.
It's the same thing. After 10 or 15 years, it's still gonna take two of those dollars to be worth $1 now. Does that make sense? Going backwards? So, this article is really talking about inflation, and it breaks it down as to what is happening. The causes. Okay, so this right here, it's talking about, according to Zillow, which is not a great source of information, but it's okay. They're saying over the last 10 years, real estate has gone up 90%. But come on, guys, in 2011, real estate was in the dumps. It's just not a great look at it. If we look at it from 2020 to 2021, it's probably not going up 90%, right? It's not gonna do that all the time. It's probably not gonna do that all the time. But it can be an income generating asset. So if you put $50,000 in the bank, how much do they send you every month?
Like
$1, like a quarter, maybe something at Christmas, right? But if you put that $50,000 into real estate, how much can it send you every month?
Depends on what kind of deal you got.
Yeah, depends on what kind of deal you got. All right, so it also depends on if you're in, you know, single family residential or multifamily or industrial, or if it's land, or if you're fixing it and flipping it and gonna sell it fast and then it might not bring in any cash per month. But there's all sorts of ways. I mean, there's thousands of ways to make money in real estate.
Is that you?
And I've tried quite a few of them. So there's lots of ways to get out there and make some mistakes, but make some deals and make some money happen fast. There's only a limited amount of real estate though. And we're gonna get into this here in a different article. So that's what we're gonna hear about tonight. I'm sure when Kendra gives us the market update is there's not a lot out there. You heard that? You know what kind of market we're in? As sellers? What's another way to say it? We're in a hot, y'all heard that we're in a hot market? Okay, great, we're in a hot market. So, as a new investor, how do you get in and get your first deal done fast? If it's a hot market and all the guys with, or the women with deep pockets are going after the deals and they got, you know, machines set up to send out offers immediately as soon as something hits the MLS, how do you get a deal done?
Hire you.
Yes, thank you. But how do you get in? How do you get your first deal done if everybody's gobbling everything up? Off market? What does that mean? Yellow letters. Great. We'll talk about that later. How else do you get the deals? Wholesalers, driving for dollars, auctions, tax sales. What about Facebook? Y'all get any leads from Facebook? Everybody on Facebook? Instagram? TikTok? YouTube? How many people are getting leads over there? Thank you. I wish Lynn's son was here because he's got a huge YouTube following. All right, these are all places you can get leads, and those places are free. You wanna know how to use those places for free leads? Okay, fine, I'll keep it to myself. The construction cost is going up, that's true. And this also breaks down, so it says cheap money. Everybody I know with $100,000, $500,000, or $1 million or more, they are desperate to find a deal to stick their money in because they hate their money in the bank. It doesn't make any money, it doesn't do anything for them, it just is useless and it's wasting away. They hate money in the bank. So they're constantly looking for people that have deals, that have properties, that have, you know, something coming empty that they could get in on. They need people to be out doing all those things that we just talked about, hustling up some deals. On the way home from church, Sunday, we passed 5 or 7 empty houses. If a new investor wanted to hustle, you could do a deal a week. Just finding empty houses and hunting down the people that own them. Andrea asked me if I got those people's addresses. No, I don't want to hustle. Y'all go do it. Okay? Wholesaling is a hustle and I don't feel like it. But if you wanted to, there are plenty of deals out there to be done. You're not gonna find them on the MLS. Agents aren't gonna be representing everybody. You're gonna have to do some work, you're gonna have to figure out the contract, you're gonna have to negotiate, you're gonna have to talk to the seller, you're gonna have to follow up. But then you're gonna make the money. So, I mean, you can make all the excuses you want as to why you haven't done anything, or why you didn't see it, or why you weren't following up, or whatever. If you want the money, you will figure it out. And once you get that money, what do you do with it?
There again.
Reinvest it, put it in some real estate. Maybe you wholesale 2 or 3 and then you keep 1. So that you're getting a hedge against inflation, right? So, anyway, this article is absolutely fantastic. You're welcome to take a picture of this if you want to look it up later. Roof stock, I don't even know who that is, but real estate inflation.
Roofstock's a good website for finding deals too.
Okay, cool, I didn't know they did deals.
They broker deals.
Fantastic. Okay. This one really got me like excited. Can you guess who owns the most land in America?
Federal government.
The federal government. Which federal government? China. What other federal government owns the most land in America? Saudi Arabia, sorry, the U.S. Okay, cool. According to these people, which I found this article from a news station. Okay, I don't know where they got their sources, but they've got this whole great video that I broke down for you. We're not gonna watch the video, but you can go and watch it yourself and break it on down. They talk to different people who have been involved in real estate and politics for a long, long time, and they pull out all of the best nuggets that they can. So this article, let's see, Secret Acres, foreign-owned agricultural land. So this is agricultural. This isn't houses. This is just farmland. Okay? And this just came out in January. So that's pretty recent, right? According to these people, they say that Canada owns the most U.S. farmland at over 10 million acres. Okay? Then the Netherlands at just under 5 million. Anybody want to guess number 3? China. Anybody else? Come on, guys. There's a lot of countries. What? Russia? Okay. Thailand? Mexico? What about y'all? Give me a country. Japan, Antarctica. Italy.
Oh, Italy, wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. China comes in 4th at not even 1 million acres. Not even like a quarter of 1 million acres. That kind of blew my mind because everything I see on the news says that China's buying us up left, right, and center, and we don't have any way to stop it. The video will go on to say that they think this is bad data. The video also goes on to say that the government doesn't know how much land is in America, and then they don't know how much of it is owned. I don't know.
Well, somebody's paying taxes somewhere.
Somebody's paying taxes for it somewhere. So the source that they cited in this video and on this article is right here. From the USDA, foreign holdings of U.S. agricultural land. So I'm a super huge nerd, in case y'all don't know that. Like, I love digging into this stuff and figuring out, like, what are you people talking about? Like, Italy? Why? So I went to this website and scrolled down, and it has all of these reports going back to 2004, where you can follow through 200 pages at a time who owns what and when they're buying it. And this article came from 2019 because I guess the 2020 wasn't out when they did their report. My favorite part of this, though, let me see if I can find it. I'm very visual. So if you can break it down for me and show it in colors and different variations, and then in graphs, and they break it down by the county, and then by, what is that? this is by cropland, and then they just break it down all sorts of different ways. Let's see if there's an here. And then they show you a graph. As per million of acres, as we go from 2009 over to 2019, you can follow the colors and see what people have been buying. Forest, pasture, cropland, other agricultural, and non-agricultural. I don't know who's putting out this survey, but this is where they're citing their source from that article. And it's a great video. If you get a chance to go, right here, you can take a picture of this if you want to. Watch this video. I loved it. I completely nerded out on it and thought it was important enough for y'all to see it too. I don't know what it all means, but it's in there. Okay, the 30 by 30 plan. Anybody know what the 30 by 30 plan is? It is part of a bill that President Biden introduced that by 2030, let's see if I can say it right, the government is going to purchase about 30% of the property so that they can have a good pulse on the market, on kind of the commodities, so they can see water prices, they can make sure that land is being used at its best and highest use. But they're going through and buying land. And it goes through and says, hang on just a second. It goes through and they're looking for 30% of our working lands and public lands for conservation, okay? And most of it, let's see if it's in this one. Most of it is in, it might be in the next one. North Dakota and Michigan. And this is from some dude who's running for senator. And he's talking about how many billions of dollars they're spending on a land port. I don't know what they're doing with it or whatever, but they've already approved all this money and they're getting ready to go purchasing. Anybody have a lot of land that they want to get a couple $1 billion for? Well, this is a different site that I found. I didn't find anybody else that was running for anything that said anything kind of about this. And I think North Dakota's kind of ran a place to have a great blog article on this, but it was fantastic. They're talking about putting roads in, railways in, rail stations in, broadband, so we're gonna get some internet, or at least North Dakota is. Cybersecurity, ports and waterways, safety programs. I mean, they break it all down into what they're actually spending this money on. If they're gonna be spending this money buying real estate, that could affect the prices. Y'all check in on this 30 by 30. What did you have on say?
Can anybody, this is a rhetorical question, can anybody tell me anything at all that the federal government puts to a higher and better use than anything? How about affordable housing or public housing?
We're gonna take a break in a minute. I'll let you lead that session. Okay? All right, so I've never heard of the GSA, but apparently they're one of those 3-letter agencies that we hang out with. And they also break down from February 22 what they have going on and how they see the 30 by 30 plan happening and where they see the money going and all of these things. $2 million going to Arizona. I don't know, where is Calixco West?
That's Southern Florida, south of I-80.
Southern Florida? Okay.
Borders Mexico.
And here's somebody else in Arizona, Vermont, Blaine, Washington, Minnesota, and Alaska. That's where the bulk of the money is going to. So it may not affect us much in Tennessee, but it could. All right, because we could be next on the list for the next round of something that they decide is amazing.
Marijuana farms.
Again, here's just another article, Department of the Interior, which I have heard of before. And they've got, this came out just in February also. So they've got their blueprints ready. They know what they're getting and what they're gonna spend it on already. And again, this is going for, this one I thought was interesting. Jason, we just went to Gatlinburg last weekend and we were talking about the fire that went through Gatlinburg a couple years ago. Y'all remember that? They're working on a program to have wildfire resistance. I don't know what that means, but
It's easy,
I
you control burn.
don't know if it's gonna be here or California or,
It's in California, so I don't know, you know.
okay? But these are some of the other programs that they're coming out with in the 30 by 30. And I think we're gonna start hearing a lot more about this 30 by 30, especially as it gets closer to it. Right now, it's still kind of new and we're all just kind of getting used to it and deciding what's happening. It's gonna become more and more popular. So go ahead and when you get home, start digging into what is the 30 by 30 and how is it gonna affect real estate. Okay, let's bring it home. Who is moving to Tennessee? Everybody. Everybody. All right. Who is the number one person moving to Tennessee? My husband. Where are they from? What state are they moving from to Tennessee? Easy. All right, California. I hear you.
Midwest.
The Midwest. What state? Give me some states.
Illinois.
New York, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Illinois. Anywhere else? Washington State. All right, this is from right down the street, WBR. And this is as of 2020 because we don't have the results back from 21 yet. The most people were coming from Idaho, according to United Van Lines. All right, great video also. And this just came out in February. We didn't have, or this came out in 21. That's why it was not 21 stats. We didn't have them yet. And I couldn't find anything for 21 yet. The latest I could see was from 2020. So this site will go through all of the states. Let's see if we can get down to it. No, this one I was talking about. Well, Tennessee made the top 10 list of places people were moving to. Maybe this is the one. This is the one with the state sending the most people. Uh-oh, get my pen. Minnesota, 30. You wanna do the top 10?
Yeah.
Nobody said Arizona. Louisiana, Nevada. Washington was 18. Who said Washington? 18. Ohio was 14. A lot of y'all had Ohio. Oh, thanks. Stop sending me these things. All right, New York was number 10. Virginia, Illinois, Kentucky. California was number 6. And y'all were sure it was California. So next year, we'll probably have the stats for 21, and it probably would have been California bumped up to the top 3, I would have thought. But there were 6. Then Mississippi, Georgia, North Carolina, Texas, and Florida. That surprised me, but yes, that's what they say, is a lot of people retire from up north, move to Florida, and then say, it's too hot, and they come halfway back up, and it's Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, the Carolinas, where they end up staying, right? So, this is from Nashville, though. This article is from Nashville. It just came out in December, so they might have 21 stats now, but I couldn't find it. This one is from January of 22. Anybody used Stacker before? I've never heard of this one either. But it had pretty pictures. It had the exact same stats. Minnesota was number 30. All right, all of them were the exact same, but this one had pretty pictures. So if you're visual like I am, this Stacker article was the most fun for me to show which states they were coming from. Will you stop it? I don't want to get an ad right now.
Well, that Keystone Pipeline got closed, so a lot of those jobs, people went from Tennessee to places up there and then they were coming back.
Yep. Who is that? Oh, New York. This is showing from New York, from Virginia, Illinois, Kentucky, California. I mean, they're the exact same. Mississippi. Was Mississippi on the first list?
Yeah.
Okay. It was the exact same stuff. So if we've got 2 places reporting the exact same thing, that makes me think it might be possible. But again, check it yourself. All right, what are they buying when they get here? Where are they going to live when they get here? Anything and everything they can find. Okay. Andrea and I actually had this conversation last week, and that's how I thought, this would be a good topic to have. Let me clear some of these out before it freezes up on me. Okay, so a guide to buying a house in Tennessee. Do I have any agents in here? Fantastic. 3, 4, 4, 5. Wonderful. Okay. So can y'all describe to me what a craftsman house is?
Thick trim,
Thick trim,
columns.
big columns. What about the houses with the big columns on the front? What kind of house is that? Colonial? Okay.
Depends on how tall.
Depends on the columns. What about the houses? Well, let's just see. All right. So on this article, they're gonna, first of all, give us the most expensive and least expensive cities in Tennessee. Y'all believe this? The most expensive city is Pigeon Forge?
Yeah.
You think it's more expensive than Nashville?
Well, maybe.
Also, though, these are mostly all East Tennessee-ish.
Yeah.
We don't have any middle or really west. I mean, Cookeville, Crossville.
What surprises me the most is Athens. That's what surprises me the most.
I know, Athens, most expensive?
Yeah, that is a surprise.
All right, so these people might have been,
I have a feeling about that. Those places, Pigeon Forge, Cookeville, Sphereville, Crossville, Athens, are advertised in the retirement magazines.
ooh, they're advertised in the retirement magazines. That's interesting. That's a great little nugget to know. That is really interesting. Let's see if we can, I'll see if I can dig into that and see. Why are they pushing those areas?
Well,
They have
a lot
big
of
developments
times
going on?
It does depend on where that data comes from.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
Before I moved here, I was looking at sites that there was no way their data was accurate.
Yeah. Then in the next paragraph, they talk about Nashville, which was nowhere on that other list that we just saw, okay? So, again, grain of rice. This talks about popular places in Nashville, which were none of those cities we just saw. The prices, tornado coverage, this article talked about tornado coverage like 18 times, and I think it's an insurance company. So, there we go. They got our schools at 35. Probably not so great. They did list out a bunch of pros and cons, so as these people from these other states are moving to Tennessee, they're looking at these reasons as to why should they move and settle here instead of any other state. And I really love the pros that they have here. And the cons, we're landlocked, but y'all, we got a lot of lakes and rivers to be landlocked, you know?
Yes.
Like, we got some water here. Don't tell them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we're okay.
Let's keep it quiet.
Yeah, yeah. Again, here's the tornado thing. I'm pretty sure they're an insurance company, so they're going on that. And traffic. Jason says our traffic's getting as bad as Atlanta's. Then we talk about things to do, which none of those were in Nashville. So I don't know. This article is kind of all over the place, but it was pretty interesting to go through it. All right. They're probably not buying the DeBusk mansion, right? Is it even for sale? No, go back. Again, is this WBR? They had a video walk through the DeBusk mansion, and I'm nosy as all get out. So I was all about checking this mansion out. Y'all know where it is in Halls? On Cunningham? It's on Cunningham? Kind of off Emory Road. Anyway, this, I would love to play this video, but it's too long. But if you are a real estate nerd and like the, big houses because size matters, this is a fun video to watch.
You went there, didn't you?
No, I went to the Villa Cocina or whatever that they're tearing down.
Oh, they're tearing it down?
Yeah, they're tearing it down.
Goodness, that's a shame.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the guy that I wanted to talk about. And again, this is from Clarksville, so this is more Middle Tennessee. But this gives a great definition of the popular styles of homes in Tennessee. And realtors know that when you list a house, there's like 18 options and you have to decide what this house is. Good luck on that. But we got Queen Anne, Greek Revival, and these Greek Revival columns are different than the Georgian Greek Revival, or Georgian columns. And Andrea told me the other day that she was looking at houses in their neighborhood, and she's looking for, hey, how are you? No, Laurel, you. She's looking for empty houses, and I was like, great, but there's like 4 houses in your neighborhood. Half of them are empty. And she's like, what do you mean there's 4 houses in my neighborhood? And I was like, all those houses in the neighborhood look the same. There's throw-up houses from the 40s. There's throw-up houses from the early 2000s where they just go in and throw up a bunch of houses, all right? Now, people have added on a porch. They've closed in a porch. They've added another bedroom. They've put some landscape out. But the houses are the same, y'all. There's like 6 houses. And as you drive around, they're gonna be in different sizes, different shapes, but they're pretty much the same. And they're gonna fall into some of these categories. I don't think we have a lot of smart homes around here, but we're probably gonna be gaining some. So anyway, if you wanted to look at what the houses actually look like, this is what they're looking for. And this breaks down with more pictures, if you want more pictures to see what houses look like. Cape Cod style. These people have listings on here, so they're an agent pushing their stuff. How many, okay, so this is what I would call a craftsman. How many of these houses can you find in Knoxville?
A lot.
Like an unreasonable amount of these houses. Sometimes they don't have one big window, sometimes they got 3, sometimes they got 2, but all these houses look the same. All right, they look the same to me when we're driving around. Whether the porch is closed in or not, they all look the same to me. They're the same house. They're just built, 10 years, 20, 50 years apart.
What's that style called?
Say again?
What's that style called?
That craftsman. This one is craftsman. And that one's 609,000. Farmhouse style, and they're coming out with some. Okay, so the houses are all the same, unless you're custom building your house, and then it ends up looking like mine. Y'all been to my house? It's weird. It doesn't match. It's not symmetrical. It's custom, which means it's funky. All right. Most houses are gonna have some sort of plan. Y'all remember? Have you ever seen a Sears house?
Yeah.
Sears used to sell houses. Y'all better believe it was just in the catalog. You said, I want whatever's on page 19, and they shipped it to you, and you built it. And then you could change it however you wanted to, and whatever, and it was like $4,000. If I could have 20 of those, please. Right?
Yeah.
But that's how it was. The houses are the same. They've got some different characteristics. They're painted different. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are on different lots, different locations. But when you're looking at these houses, I got really bored of houses really fast. They're just sticks and bricks. They're put together to shelter you from the weather. That's it. I am not impressed with the houses. The bus mansion I am impressed with. But all these others, they're the same, okay? So just realize they're the same. It's inventory. If you sold cars, they all look the same. They got 4 wheels, they go fast, boom, boom, okay? It's the same with the houses. When you get out there and you start looking at a whole bunch of houses, they all just kind of blend together. They're 4 walls, they got a kitchen, they got a bathroom, one inside, one outside. It's fine. The farmhouse style is becoming popular. And so now, as you drive up to my house, there's a new farmhouse style that they just built at the beginning of my little subdivision. So now they are getting creative, and they're merging a farmhouse style with a craftsman style. So they're, like the dogs, they're making hybrid versions of it. It's still the same thing. You're still gonna be able to say it's like this and like this, okay? You're gonna be able to point it out, especially when we're talking about rental houses, we're talking about, old throw-up houses. When you're looking at those deals, we're not looking for the fancy ones, all right? We want some that we can find fast comps on, that we can buy quick, that have a motivated seller with them, right? Cool. So anyway, this article gives you lots of different pictures. Foursquare, this one almost looks like a duplex to me. It'd be super easy to cut that thing in half and have 2, one on each side, don't you think? I don't think we're gonna have a lot of those, not until you get into Sequoia Hills. How many ranch houses or basement ranch houses do we have? All right, so as of right now, we have craftsman houses and ranch houses. That's it, that's all we got, all right? And I want you to drive around. When you look, this is a Tudor revival. How many of these do we have? Quite a few of these, okay? So they're gonna start peppering in some different ones. Scott Avenue has like 5 of these. It's the only place I know in town that has any of these. But as you're driving around, look at the houses and start to realize, I play a game. When I'm driving for dollars, I'll say, all right, all these houses look the same. I've been in 5 of them, so I've been in all of them. That window is the living room. The kitchen is right behind it. There's a hallway, the front bedroom, back bedroom, and a bathroom in the hall. So it's a 2-1. Or I'll drive through and I'll say, that one, they've redone the upstairs. They turned the attic into another bedroom or a playroom. And so I'm trying to create the story and see what I can see from the road and just see how they've changed things, but how it's still the same. Or what they could have possibly done. Or, you drive by and they've got a blue roof. Yes! Right? That one's gonna need need a lot of work. We're getting a great wholesale deal on that one. Okay, so we can sell it to somebody else and they can make money. So anyway, these are different styles of houses, and as you're looking at them, we have a lot of split foyers. So if you go to Broadacres, they're all split foyers. You walk in, you immediately have to make a decision. Do I go up? Do I go down? Okay? And we've all been in those. Bedrooms, living room, kitchen upstairs, laundry room, playroom, garage, bathroom, downstairs, right? The reason those were so popular in the 70s, and they're still popular today, is because of the square footage. You can get a lot of house on the same floor plan. I mean, the same pad, the same, you know.
Footprint.
What?
Footprint.
Footprint, thank you. Okay, so the split foyers are super popular, and they may not be as popular in Nashville, and that's why they didn't include them. If I was writing this article for Knoxville, I would definitely have split foyers on there, because we are just floating in them. And they're great to buy. Super great to buy, because everybody loves them. So that's what they're buying. And then I brought it even closer to home, and we talked to the Knoxville Association of Realtors, and they have a breakdown. Every quarter, they do a webinar on what happened in the previous quarter, okay? So this quarter, they should have done Q4 from 21, right? And if you just go to kaarmls.com, it's just under, where did I go? Education.
Consumers.
I don't remember. It says housing market, but I can't find it on the thing. But anyway, y'all just want me to send you these links?
Yes.
Okay, cool. See what I can do. I'll wait till Kendra and Jason get up though. All right, also I went to the National Association of Realtors to see what their stats said about who was moving where and how and why and all those things. Let's check and see what they have to say. They're giving us more up to date than just last quarter. They've got January on here, and you know, going forward, they'll add February. You got to give them a couple weeks to actually get the numbers in and crunch them and whatever it is they do. And they give you lots of different graphs and stats and all these things. So this is a fun little website to click around on also. That will always be changing, because the National Association and the local Knoxville Association, they love finding these stats. They love having people come visit their website. They love people asking questions. So you can poke around on a lot of these and get some cool stuff. All right, Kendra, you ready? Tell us how the market is. Y'all good? Was that fun?
Yeah.
You learned something? Good. I learned a bunch when I was just researching that, and then I was like, you've got to say something for next month because it's just going to be too much. So, Kendra, you want to get plugged in here, and I'll turn the camera on and off. Kendra's here. She's going to do our market update. If you want to, while you got your cameras out, you can take a picture of that. It'll send you directly to the drive folder that she's going to be talking about.
With the most accurate.
The most accurate local information.
Talking about February.
Here, I got a mic for you, but I'm afraid to turn it on when I'm close to you. You want this one?